Alright, hello everybody, it is Wizaldo or Wesley, and today I am playing Black Yellow Teach. This is the big bad new yellow deck for OP16, and this is my list on it. I think it honestly feels really good. I tried to make up for some of the weaknesses of the deck with some small tweaks to it, and yeah, you'll notice that I have two Lafitte, two This Is My Age. This is a tech for going first. Lafitte feels really good going first because it lets you build up a hand a little bit more aggressively, just because a lot of the time if your opponent's going second, sometimes they will have turn one plays that revolve around going second, especially in the Nami matchup. That makes it removing the Lafitte kind of hard. Although I will say in the matchups like Goofy, this is a little bit easier to remove. Although if the Goofy is not good at the game, they might misplay and not clear it and start letting you build a hand advantage. Anyways, that's enough about this weird split. It is something I am looking to kind of look more into. I mentioned at the end of the video that too. But I'm on two Lafitte, 4 Burgess. I think 4 Burgess is necessary. It's a really good card to just get out, and it feels fine to play late game just because at that point it's a 4 cost 9k, and then you can use the other 6 Dawn to just play aggressively or play defensively and swing into board. 3 Teach, this is something that I think people might be hesitant to agree with. I do think by the time you drop the second Teach, if you're not going to win the next turn, you're losing. And at 3, when you're searching through your whole deck with the Lafittes, the This Is My Age and the Hachinosu, you're pretty much guaranteed to see one. Although I will say this is a little bit risky just because you could trash 2 of them on accident somehow. 3 Van Augur, I think Van Augur at 3 feels good. It's not as impactful as Vasco Shot, who I have at 4. But it is still a plenty good 1 cost to drop if you need to get one out on the field. 4 Daku just has a 2k, 4 Katarina Devon, it's a backup 4 costs that you can drop, although with the 4 San Juan Wolf as well in the deck, it is not necessarily super necessary to see. San Juan Wolf I have at 4 just because it does very much help into the Nami and Goofy matchup. Goofy has trouble dealing with 7ks, although I will say if they are not swinging that Mr. 2 until after they've cleared the San Juan Wolf, it's get a little bit more difficult, but Goofy does love to swing 6ks, so San Juan Wolf is a pretty good 4 cost to just drop on your 4 down or 5 down turn. Porcelino, no brainer to put in the deck. It's a defensive deck, so you do want this double block basically because you get to heal a card, or in this case, the way I imagine it, you draw a card and then you have 2 blockers. One that you can just block with, maybe free block, and then one where you have to take a life, which is the card draw part. For Shiryu, it's just a really good 6 cost play to heal one, and it is an 8k body, so by your 6 down turn, if you're playing on curve with Burgess, you should have like 2 8ks out, and it's really scary for your opponent. 4 of this Teach is a really good way to stack life with really good triggers. 2 of this Boa, I think 2 feels fine. Boa's really good going first, and this isn't a super mirror optimized deck. I do think the mirror isn't something you have to worry about a huge amount, but with more regionals coming up, I could be totally wrong about that. So if Teach is over 25% of the meta, I think you might want to bump this up to 3 and focus a little bit more on the mirror. But as of recent, Teach wasn't super relevant in the meta. It was a lot of Namis and Anels still. So I think 4 Boa feels fine. It is at its worst a redirect card, and at its best, it is basically a Zehaha without the Blackbeard Pirates type on it. 2 This Is My Age, like I mentioned. 2 Zehaha, I think 2 feels fine. You only really want to be dropping 1 per game. I feel like going down 2 cards in hand multiple turns in a row, I think is going to feel horrible. So I think 2 is good. If you need to drop 2, well, then you only have to go out 4 cards in hand. Whereas when you drop 3, you're going out 6 cards in hand, depending on what you're playing. I realize with this Teach that you realistically only go down 1 card in hand and your opponent has to take a card to hand, but I think 8 Dawn for something like that when you have Boa in the deck already is not super necessary. Deck space could be used elsewhere. Zehaha honestly might be something I cut to add in more This Is My Age, more Lafitte, maybe a Boa. And then to round out the deck, you run 4 Full OLED. Good Searcher helps build up trash for Burgess, and yeah, not too much else to say. I think the deck feels really strong right now. If I could get it up to 10 Searchers, I think it'd feel even better, but I don't know if there's room for that. Anyways, if you do like the deck list, if you like my justification, the way I explain it, please consider giving the video a like. If you like content like this and you want to see more of it, please consider subscribing. I also have Twitch and Twitter linked down below. Hopefully, sometimes I forget to link my Twitch, but yeah, if you want to stick around and see some gameplay, that'll be happening in just a second. If you are just here for the deck list, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video. Anyways, on to the gameplay now. All right, we're playing into a Bello Betty. This is kind of random. Definitely a matchup where I'm just going to starve my opponent. I see actually a pretty nice curve here. 2 San Juans into this matchup where my opponent's going to be swinging like 5s and 6s a lot. Should feel pretty good. I don't think I need to full lead turn 1. I might want to, but it might be better to just get Vasco Shot out so I can redirect a swing turn 2 and rest one of their characters. But I honestly assume my opponent would play around that. So we'll see what I draw into on my first turn. Just a heads up though, I am filming this kind of out of order. I'm filming my gameplay first and then the kind of introduction later. All right, I got a Karasu first. I'm going second, so the boa is actually not as good here, so I'm just gonna pitch that. Boa is a really good tech for going first. And yeah, here I can develop the Vasco shot as well and pass. I have the option of pitching a San Juan to redirect a swing into the Vasco shot in case I want to starve, but honestly, I think I just take the 5. I have good curve at this point, and pass. Let's start by going for a new turn 1 draw, and I like this, and I'm just gonna pass. Here I can get rid of 1 swing, probably counter out of the next swing, go for a Shiryu the next turn. Okay, they're definitely gonna go for going wide at this point. They're gonna use leader effect most likely. Gonna have a 5, a 7, and then another 5 coming at me. I can counter out of the 5. From leader, redirect either the 7 or the 5 into the Vasco shot. We'll see. My opponent's gonna go really low on cards in hand here. Yeah, that Kuma's pretty good, but they don't have a lot of cards in hand, so it honestly might be pretty safe to rest, but we'll see. We'll see if I can starve them any harder. All right, this first one, I'm definitely gonna redirect. Redirect that, rest that, and then this next turn, I'll just go for their board. Can I have a 6 coming at me? I think I do. Excuse me, sorry. This is a weird spot where if I counter it, like I go pretty low on cards in hand, I'm gonna heal next turn anyways. I think I just take pretty rough, honestly. The teaches are gonna feel pretty good later, but I think I only need 1, and because I'm on 3, I don't know if it's the greatest thing ever. I think I definitely swing into the Karasu right now. The question is, do I put a San Juan into life? They're gonna be swinging 8s at me, so I don't think I do that. I think I put the I'm gonna pitch the San Juan though. I don't think I pitch Shiryu just because I don't have a turn 8 play or an 8 on play. I definitely pop this Vasco shot into life, and I'll clear this fellow Betty, make it so that they are gonna spin this. Nice. Now we have our 8 on play, so I can redirect a swing maybe into my leader. If I want to get the Vasco shot off, I can get rid of the Shiryu. Here, my opponent again just does not have a ton of cards in hand. We should probably pay attention to what they search here just because it does affect my plays. They're gonna grab an Ivankov. Interesting, they have 2 characters with 6k power in their hand at this point. I would be surprised, but it is a Rev Army card. It's probably pretty good for just like, wow, they do have 2 6ks. That is kind of crazy. So that's a draw 1 basically. Really good card in this deck if they run a lot of 6ks. And what did I see? I saw a 4 cost. Field a Borsalino and a Promo Dragon. Neither of those are 4 costs. They pitched a Borsalino though, so trying to remove the Kuma is probably not the greatest idea. And now I have no clue what's in their hand. All right, they have 2 swings and now Kuma. I think I'm good to clear this Kuma now then. Do I want to, I think I want to deny their aggression just because I probably just continue to play on curve at this point. So whatever hit I take is going to be resting the other swing. Use this to rest that Kuma, and then I probably redirect into the Shiryu if it's a really big swing. I assume they're gonna swing with Bello Betty here. I think they played that Bello Betty this turn. Then it's a 10k, and if it's at Burgess, I think I just have to let it go, unfortunately. Yeah, they would have pumped up the Bello Betty if they were gonna do anything with it. All right, this is kind of rough because I do have to take this hit. Would I rather Borsalino here? I definitely spin my full lead again. I'll grab this is my age, just to pump up my Burgess. I think if I'm not going to teach here, I definitely play the Borsalino. Yeah, I think Borsalino is good here just because it's more of a delaying card than anything. And then I can grab a San Juan, I think is the best bet just because I need the counter in hand. I'll go Borsalino. I'll start by a 5 into a 5 here. Hopefully they defend this. Like, yeah, them defending that is like the best case scenario for me, and this doesn't play rested, so I'll go 7 into there, and then 8 into this. No way they have anything to play, yeah. And now I just have to deal with a few big swings, and I can start preventing the scary things from swinging. I'm at 2 life with 1 blocker. That's 3 total swings I can take. Karasu's scary, but it's not too bad because, I mean, okay, this is scary though. I definitely need to counter out of at least 1 swing, 2 swings preferred. Okay, what is this, a 7? I need to give 2 2Ks for this. Definitely gonna give 2 2Ks, and then I'll probably redirect a swing, take a swing, block a swing. So I'll use Shiryu to redirect here. Yeah, that pivot with me giving 2 2Ks there is really good. take this swing, use this trigger. I will nullify and KO the Karasu. That makes it really good for me, where honestly I could just take here because I'm gonna heal probably. Probably don't want to drop. Actually, dropping the 10 teach is probably the best thing here. I'm gonna block. Just getting a blocker out, and then I can clear board 100% here, and I think I should just win. Gonna just develop a blocker. That's really all I'm doing there. I definitely want to heal though. And now I honestly could, if I can get one more character out on board, I can set up lethal. They have a 11k swing. They could probably just pass here. Yeah, a lot of loading Don at this point is rough. Now I chain my second one. And honestly, there's an argument to be made here that I should just pass, but where I'm at now, I think I can start swinging at life. Where it's like, next, if I wait a turn, okay, that's a little scary, but I do have 2 blockers. Because my opponent's gonna get like triggers here. Yeah, that second trigger is rough. They have 3 swings now, which is enough to kill me if they get like a rush. So I'm gonna end turn here. So I can block, take, and not die. But if they have a rusher, then I have to use a redirect, hopefully into one of my swings. But because they're doing this, okay, what do they get? They got the promo dragon. I don't even think this promo dragon's legal. This is ranked. I'm pretty sure they probably shouldn't be allowed to have that. But yeah, now that they don't have like a rusher, I just kind of win. I can block. Yeah. They honestly probably should just not have played cards there. We can 12, another 12. And that's probably a game. Yeah, GG. But yeah, the deck is really defensive. Do have to play like very smart, especially into these aggro decks. I think Bello Betty is gonna honestly be a lot easier than Goofy to play into, just because Goofy has so much tempo, and the free value of basically having 12 Don every turn, or like basically having a discount a character or a card by 2, as long as its cost is less than your current Don, is pretty strong. All right, playing into Shanks, this will be interesting. They're gonna go second, so they steal second away from me. I don't love this hand. Like the curve isn't good here at all. This feels pretty good, especially compared to the last hand. So I'm gonna just pass. Next turn, I can Van Augur Lafitte, which would basically mean if they want to swing at my Lafitte with like something, I can redirect possibly into my leader. But I think I definitely spin this first. One of the reasons I do run Lafitte is for the going first matchup. I don't have a play for next turn. I have a play for, I don't have a play for 7 either. A play for 9. Definitely play a Van Augur out. I can just go 6. Probably the most ideal for going first turn I could have, especially because like Shanks like is so defensive too. I think the way I beat Shanks in this matchup is just being able to kind of do more than the Shanks by the time we get to the late game, like using the Zehaha and stuff. I think I take this first one. Not gonna trigger that. Honestly, if they had played whatever they're playing on 4, yeah, that would have been so nice to have when they were doing that, but makes sense to not do that. I think I grab the 10 cost, because next turn I go to 7. Okay, actually I think I have to, no, I think I have to grab the 10 cost, and then I'll play the Szechuan Wolf here and swing at Uta, I guess. They have a swing. Honestly, I could have swung the Van Augur at Uta to try and like bait leader effect, but I don't think that would have ever actually happened. But the reason I swung at Uta was because they have leader effect, and it's like I don't want my swing to be totally useless. Like there is something, while like pretty minimal, to be gained from me doing that. Like I still gained something for it, whereas like if I just swing at leader, I just get leader effect. Next turn I have nothing, which is like really kind of scary. What is this Hongo gonna do? Double Hongo? Are they gonna... Curious. I think okay, well, my teach has to happen first. Okay. Cancel, and then I will reduce that first. Not gonna swing with leader? Interesting. Are they like trying to starve me? A weird play to make. I think I start by spinning, and I don't want to get rid of the Zehaha. Porcelino's kind of fine here to get rid of. I don't love getting rid of it, and we see a Shiryu. That's perfect. You Shiryu, what do we have in trash at the moment? Not much. I think I get rid of a Vasco shot to pop into life. And then here I can go like 5 into Kobe. Yeah, and he reduces it, and like a 6 into Kobe. And I am at 4 life, which feels pretty good. Get a card out of hand here. Szechuan Wolf is, oh, they're not going to defend it. That's interesting. Guess it's not worth that much to them. 2 Hongos on the field is kind of scary. I think I definitely need to clear both of them. That is rough. It's pretty rough. I think they would be pretty scared of this Vasco shot, but if they're scared of it, they just rest this other Hongo and swing into my Szechuan Wolf. Next turn I go to 9. I think I just drop a Teach and clear a Hongo. Wow, I think I just take this. I use the trigger to rest a Hongo and clear both of them this turn, and then I can start by swinging this. This turn, I probably look to... I have 2Ks, which is nice, but am I gonna get a 2K here? That's kind of crazy. I think I Teach and then Vasco, and I don't see any good things to put into life, but I will put this Teach into life so I can start chaining them. It's gonna be a really good thing to hit the opponent with eventually. I think I have to spin this and get rid of a Doc Q here. Szechuan Wolf feels fine to pick up. And then I swing into another Hongo. These Hongos are going to be kind of scary for like the Ben Beckmans and stuff, but I think I just like need to play and at this point and hope my ability to Zehaha and Teach is going to be able to outpace my opponent when they drop the Shanks back to back. Okay, they're not going to even play this Shanks. Interesting. Maybe a misplay there, but I definitely Zehaha here. Play this out. My opponent's going to take a life. I am going to nullify their leader and the Beckman. I'm not super concerned with them blocking with this Lucky Roo. I mean, I'm at the point in the game where I just kind of need to go big. I'm going to grab the Burgess here just because I only have like 3 swingable bodies on the field, and if I'm going to like kind of end out this game, I think I need more. I'm going to start with a 5k swing. They don't have leader effect, so 5, 7, 10 is probably going to get me at least 1 life here. Maybe they just block the 10, but like that's good for me too, because okay, they take that and then I assume they block the 10. Yeah, I have them down at 2 now. I have a Teach in life, which is pretty good too. So if I take that hit, okay, they don't have a 10 cost Shanks in life. That's actually amazing for me. They have a Rockstar. I'm not going to be KOing anything, so I'm not too like scared that they have that. It is a 2k, I guess, so I should be conscious that they have a 2k, but when they have big hands like this in games like this, for me, I kind of just don't pay attention to it, mainly because like I can assume they have a 2k in hand. Okay, they have a Shanks down now and an Uta. Do they swing at life? I don't think they do. I think I have to develop the Burgess. Like I block no matter what here. I think I gained so much from blocking. It does let like I am kind of getting starved, and okay, I need to get rid of that Hongo now. Let's see if I can find anything that would let me do that. I do not. This Hongo is going to make it so that they can clear my Teach next turn. So I think I just need the tempo plays. I mean, Burgess is going to feel really good, but like those big bodies that are coming down later are going to hurt. Wolf, comparatively the same thing, honestly. So I think I just cash in on having a ton of Dawn up while my opponent's kind of falling behind because they haven't developed super good stuff. All right. So they used leader ability already. Do I turn my Teach sideways? I honestly think I might because they only have 1 swing and I know it's getting cleared next turn anyways. So I'll go 12-12 and hopefully get a life here and set them down to 1. And then I can make the push to set them down to 0, which should be pretty nice. Yeah, we get that. Now they have no blockers. I know they're going to clear my Teach with the Hongo plus the 10 cost combo this turn. So that's why I swung with it. Like it's getting cleared no matter what. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about this combo. The Beckman then Shanks. That leaves so much Dawn up for playing aggressively. Kind of crazy. But will they actually swing at my life this turn so I can get the next Teach? We'll see. I think even if I do get the Teach, I need to be preventing the Shanks from attacking just because at this point in the game, I think I need to play aggressive, get them down to 0. I have 4 life. They have 1. I need to be able to utilize the fact that I have the life lead, but they have the hand lead. All right, they have 2 blockers up at this point. Okay, they're not gonna swing. Fine by me. I think I do the same play where I just swing like crazy at them. I'm gonna start with a 7. Maybe I go to a 9, then or I think I have to do 2 7s no matter what here. This Shanks is gonna start clearing stuff, which is unfortunate for me. I'm gonna spin. I should have done this first actually. Yeah, because I see the Shiryu. But I'm gonna just build up trash, make it harder for them to clear stuff. I get that. I could not play it this turn, but it's all good. Go 7, 9, 10. Okay, they block the 7. That's pretty good news for me. So this 9 is definitely gonna connect. I can, if they don't use this blocker this turn, rest using Vasco shot. I know they're probably gonna go for my board no matter what here. I definitely redirect one into my life, I think. And then, yeah, they had to give me their entire hand at this point. I'm not too worried now. Wish I could have cleared this Hongo. I totally forgot about it. It's definitely going to make taking this Teach off the board easy and this Burgess, but they have 3 swings in the Hongo. I'm not too upset. That is definitely a misplay though. Probably should have swung like a 6 to start, gotten leader effect, and then I would have been able to clear the Hongo with the Vasco shot or gotten another card out of hand and set them down to, like, at this point, 2 cards in hand. Yeah. I have to let that go. I can't rest anything with the Vasco shot at this point. So maybe I redirect into face. Interesting. They're probably going to swing a 12 into the Teach. So I will save my leader effect for redirecting it into life. I didn't look at what they searched. Okay, it was another Beckman, and then, yeah, that Teach. That one's, or that Shanks, not a Teach. Different for Emperor. If they swing here, I just redirect it into face. I can start chaining Teaches, and I think once I start chaining Teaches, they're not going to do anything with it. That's fine. I have this one. They saw me search this. Honestly, I probably should have done this first. I'm gonna grab a Vasco shot. It's got counter on it, and I have the brick that I can use. I'm gonna nullify their leader and then nullify the Shanks. I'm gonna go 5 first. I'm hoping they cash in on the free block. If they cash in on the free block, I 100% have game here. They do, and then it's just 9-10. They could counter out of the 10, but like I just, you know, swing here, and then I can rest the Beckman. Yeah, that's game. That felt really good. Teach might be best second format. I didn't really play anything that counters Teach. No Resonantes or Goofies here. But I mean, we saw recently in the Peoria regional and even the Mexico City regional, I think it was a regional in Mexico. I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying attention to that one because I got money on the Peoria regional, $4 to be exact. Check out my Twitter if you want to see more about why that's happening. But I think Teach feels really good. I think if you can get good with it and you can figure out the going first issues, probably best deck to bring in the format. I think this is what a lot of the more professional people are going to be on, this and Nami, and I think because this beats Nami, it's the nice little crutch deck that I will probably be on this season. Anyways, I'm going to do the deck reflection now, and yeah. All right, welcome back to the deck outro. I think this is probably one of the more important deck outros in my recent videos. I have modified the list a little bit. I've cut down on a Szechuan Wolf, which I think is a fine move. I think Szechuan Wolf is really good in only specific matchups, where Burgess is good in like most matchups, if that makes sense. I did that to bump up the Lafitte, and then you'll also notice I took out a Van Augur to bump up a My Age. I think Van Augur is a fine card. I don't think it's an amazing card, which is one of the reasons why it was my first to be cut. I believe it was Jonas who played a list with no Van Augurs, and that's kind of what inspired me to do this. I've been playing this list and I think it feels really good. The 10 searchers total I think is the sweet spot. 2 boas, I think if I could get it to 3 I would, but I don't think there's room in the list. And a lot of the time when I am dropping a boa, dropping a Teach feels kind of just as fine. The boa kind of signifies, okay, this is my start into the late game when I'm gonna start swinging at life a little bit more aggressively. I focus less on controlling the board, and typically at that point you should have like an 8k and a Teach on the board, so you're gonna be able to get that hit on life. The boa does help, and it is mostly here for the going first curve, the odd curve, but with Zehaha on the deck, I think you're kind of chill. I think if Zehaha was at 4, I would justify cutting the boa out altogether, but that is a 2-card play, and this is a deck that doesn't really get a big hand. I do think these Lafitte's really do help with getting bigger hands, especially into like the Nami matchup, which sometimes that can be really important if you're falling behind, getting a bigger hand, forcing your opponent to swing things into the Lafitte that they typically wouldn't. And then you could redirect into leader, for example, or maybe a Vasco shot and then rest their other swing. Feels really good. Which is one of the reasons why I really like it at this point. You could go to 4 and 2. Honestly, what I would recommend is actually going to 4 and 4. I think 12 searchers in this deck might go crazy, especially with the 4 Burgesses, just because you'll be able to really build up a hand while still building up trash. But yeah, I think Van Augur is a fine card, but I don't think it's a card that you necessarily need 3 of or even 4 of. I think 2 of is going to feel pretty good. It's kind of like if you see it in your opening hand suite, it can be the 1 cost you play on your 2nd or 3rd turn, redirect into. But if you don't, that's fine. Hopefully you see a Vasco shot instead, or you can search into it with one of the many searchers. Anyways, that's kind of where I'm at with this list. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the list, let me know by leaving a comment. This is a list I did test off video too. I wanted to make sure that's clear. But yeah, leave a comment. Check out my social media down below. Got Twitter and Twitch and a Discord. Memberships are an option now. Thank you to all my members who have supported me so far. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.